But essentially, you want to have the insight how your addiction or addictive behavior or addictive impulses, even if you're not someone that easily acts on them or that is completely taken over by them, even if you have a great degree of control or self-discipline in that regard, you can still notice that you have addictive impulses or patterns. Essentially, we all do. At least that's my conviction. I do. And part of this is programming. Like we could make a distinction here between psychological addiction that comes from trying to fill a lack-based perspective, a hole in your own view, and trying to fill it up with experiences from the outside or trying to avoid having to look at it. So that's mostly what we're talking about, I think. But there's also the addiction, the side of addiction, which is genetic in a way. And by that, I don't mean like, oh, you're either addicted or you're not. You're born that way. I don't mean that. I mean, we're all DNA-wise or genetically, let's put it that way, hardwired to want to sleep, to want to survive, to want to have food, to want to procreate, to want to dream and envision and expand. And so we have physiologically as well certain impulses that have an addictive quality to them because they're continuously sought out. But that's not really the addiction that we're talking about so much. Mastering or controlling or allowing in a balanced fashion these impulses to coexist, these sort of more animalistic addictive impulses driven by hormones and genetics and so on and so forth, comes with time as well if we just get this other part of addiction right, if we understand this. So the more relevant part of addiction or aspect of addiction to talk about here briefly is this incessant seeking. It is already seeking. To be addicted is to seek. Otherwise, you wouldn't be addicted. You need seeking to be addicted. So you're seeking for something. This is important to recognize. So the aspect of addiction that we want to address here is the seeking for something that's not yet here. I don't have it, and I need it. It's a psychologically fueled. It's a lack belief fueled. We have a lack belief about something. I'm lacking this or I'm lacking that. And thus then, our psychology, our thoughts, once I want something from something, that's why we said, I don't want anything from anything. It's to calm that down. But when we're agitated, especially when we're restless, if you will, then our addictions flare up the most. When we're stress eating, when we're stress seeking, when we're stress whatever, stress relationship starting, stress dating, whatever it might be, stress working, stress company starting, all that stuff, stress meditating even. But good luck with that one. So especially when we're kind of heated, overheated, you could say energetically, when we're stressful, it comes out the most. It's the least controllable, or it feels that way. But it's also the most obvious that we are seeking for something that we desperately believe we don't contain, that we don't have access to this. This is the primary insight to shift from addiction to harmonious seeking once again. Doesn't mean that addicted impulse never arises. But when it does, you take a deep breath, you relax, and you remember or say internally to yourself, I'm not addicted to anything. I'm just seeking for what I am. I'm just seeking for the wholeness that is me. I'm seeking for source. I'm seeking for something beautiful that I deserve, that is real, and that for all intents and purposes, I should be seeking. I'm seeking something that I cannot stop seeking no matter how hard I try. I'm not an addict. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a diehard seeker of God. I'm a diehard seeker of truth. I'm a diehard seeker of liberation. And I've just expressed this in ways that are not that healthy for me, that are not supporting me, but I can change that. But I'm not going to change what I am, and I'm not going to change that I seek. For the fact that I seek is the impulse of source itself calling me back into greater clarity as to the true nature of what I really am, so that I may reap the inherent benefits of this state of consciousness. Call it peace, call it love, call it being mind blown, heart open, cosmic bliss, fulfillment, empowerment, clarity, skillfulness. Guys, there are so many qualities that will stream into your system later the more you continue to access this. And not all of these can be described adequately. You quite literally become something other than human. You quite literally become something other than human. Something bigger, something beyond it, something truer, something more eternal, something that no longer suffers when the body suffers, that no longer suffers when the mind suffers, something that won't die when the body dies, something that doesn't get ill when the body gets ill, something bigger than an ordinary human state of consciousness and the assumption of being a skin filled with flesh and blood. It's just not what you are. It's not the aliveness, the existence that you can feel right now. The existence, the intelligence, the cleverness, the mystery that's hearing my voice, that power to know, that's not a chemical reaction. That was there before the chemical reaction.